So at 6:35, we'll call the meeting to order. First order of business, as always, is to review and make any changes to the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or deletions to be made to the agenda?
No.
Hearing none, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes of the August 21st meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as written?
I'll make a motion to approve those minutes of August 17th.
Great. So we have a motion from Leanne to approve the minutes as written. Is there a second?
One second.
We have a second. And just to be clear, this is August 21st.
21st.
Yeah, yep, okay. You weren't here. So the second would have to come from Mark.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
That's fine, all right.
I was in my head, I was like,
That's right, because it was only three of us.
Yeah,
yes.
Which is
Okay,
fine.
I'll make a second.
great. So we have a second from Mark. So
Yeah.
is there any discussion on the motion? Hearing no discussion, we'll vote. All those in favor of approving the minutes of August 21st as written, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? We've got 2 abstentions, one from Suzanne and one from Emily. So motion carries 3-0-2. Next up is Public Works. The first item on the agenda is the quote for the new tractor.
Well, really
So yeah, Mark.
there's a tractor on there, but we were looking at renting the boom mower for this fall. That's on the bottom. That
Oh,
too.
okay.
Yeah,
So tonight was a question of renting the boom mower or not buying the tractor.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't think we could. I
Well,
mean, we just got the quote on the tractor.
that's fine. And I was
Actually,
thinking
that's the tractor we'd use, we'll be renting for the boom mower.
okay, great.
But,
Because I was looking at it and I was like, it looks like a good price and everything, but we only have 65,000 in the machinery replacement fund right now.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I know. But we were looking at was it 35 plus?
Yep, this would be 35 a week
Well,
plus the blade kit.
And then delivery.
Yep.
Pickup. So 35. So how much is that? No, that's about
How long are you gonna want it for?
probably just a week,
A week? Okay.
I think.
So if we
Yeah.
do a week at 3,500 plus 394 plus the 600 on delivery, you're looking at 44.94. So
Okay.
we could say 4,500, or is that?
Yeah, 45. Sure.
Okay. So then, just for the record, this is not considering purchasing the quote for the new tractor, even though we do have the quote here. Tonight's decision is around renting the tractor for our needs this fall. The total cost would come just shy of 4,500 for what we need.
So renting a tractor and a boom mower
Yep, renting a tractor and a boom mower.
for a week.
So the motion would be to approve the expenditure for the rental of the tractor and the boom mower at a price or a cost not to exceed 4,500. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Great, we have a motion from Mark. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Great, we have a second from Leanne. Thanks, Leanne.
I mean, some of the reason we're looking at another tractor mower is because the one we had, we looked at what the repair is going to be on it. It's going to be like $2,000 to repair the one we had, which isn't worth that to repair. And then the
Yeah.
tractor's pretty low. It's burning oil too, so it's something we got to look at
Yeah.
before next spring.
Okay,
You know.
So this
when
is-
budget time comes. We'll have
yeah. So this is something we'll
look at it.
table the purchase conversation until budget season.
Yeah.
That was great. I feel better about that because I was looking at the machinery replacement fund budget, thinking like, did we talk about this? Did I miss it? My brain dead.
No.
Okay, great.
No, I didn't think there was enough in there for that.
So I think we have the motion still made and seconded for the rental. If there's no further discussion, we'll vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye, raising your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, motion carries, so that's good to go. So Scott can get that organized whenever he
Okay.
wants to.
I'll let him know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Next up on the agenda, we've got 4 driveway permits. I've got 3 of them here. It looks
I've
like
got
you might
Godfrey's.
have Godfrey's.
Yeah, just that be great.
So you wanna walk through them and let us know any details or?
Yeah. Okay, so the first one is Pomeroy. This is up on North Hill. He's this is the owner of the property. The person putting in the driveway is the one he's renting a sugar bush, leasing a sugar bush, so he needs to put a culvert in and a little driveway to get to the tank that he's gonna draw the sap from. So I met with him, and he will need a culvert, 40 foot by 20 inch. He's gonna put a 20 inch, we really just need a 15, but
Okay.
he said he wanted to put a 20, so that's fine. So Scott went up and looked at it too, and approved it, so.
Okay, good.
That one can be approved.
Great.
I think he wants to get in like next week, so,
Okay.
yeah. So
If you want, what we can do is do the approval as a slate rather than vote on them individually, so we can,
Okay.
we can walk through all of them and, well,
Okay, so that's that one, and then this Blakesley is up on,
Blakesley.
Blakesley is up on Hazen Sinatra Road. They're gonna put a 24-inch culvert in. I believe they've already got it done. And it's all, Scott went up and looked at it, I went up and looked at it, and it looks fine. They actually put a bigger culvert than what we usually approve. So everything looked good on that one, so that one is good. Then the
this would be
Trevento, Montgomery
yeah.
Heights,
Travado.
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 So that's way up, right before you get to the end where we turn around.
Mhm.
It's on the left. Let's see, Scott went and looked at it. Yeah, they're gonna need a culvert there. Yeah, that one is all set too.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And then Godfrey's.
Scott looked at that one.
Yeah. Then Godfrey's, I went up Saturday. They've already got theirs in, but they don't need a culvert. It's coming up onto our road. So I
Okay.
mean, they put their whole new road in, but
Mhm.
this permit is just from where it attaches to our road.
Okay.
So where it attaches to our road is the end of that's as far as they're going
Okay.
when you go up.
Is the road that they put in permitted?
No, because that's on their
It's a
property.
private road,
It's a
yeah.
private road. All this permit is for where it accesses onto the class 4.
Yep.
On the end. The
You
rest
have
of
to
it,
get a permit for a class 4? For a class 4?
you should.
You should.
Yeah, so that's why I asked him for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great.
So that one's all set too. That one's already in, so we can just approve the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that was more of a catch up just to make sure we've got documentation
Yeah.
on it from them,
Yeah,
which is good. Glad Amy did that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Her check is actually here, so I'll just put it in the envelope.
Great. We can leave it right in
And I should give
there.
her a receipt or whatever, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess I'll make a motion to approve driveway permits for Pomeroy, North Hill Road, Blakesley, Hazen Notch Road, Trevento, Montgomery Heights, and Godfrey, Depot Road.
Great. So we have a motion from Mark to approve and ratify the driveway permits for Pomeroy, Blakesley, Travado, and Godfrey. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We've got a second from Suzanne. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Me.
One abstention from Emily, so motion carries 4-0 to 1. That brings us to visitors. We're a little ahead of schedule, but Merle, if you've got anything for visitors, you're welcome to hop in now if you'd like.
Okay, well, I don't really have anything, just, I would mention, the website still shows 2 vacancies on the listers.
Ah, okay, I'll make sure that that gets updated so that your name is added for one of them.
Yes.
And we
And
do,
the other thing was, Mark, I don't remember if you mentioned, which vacancy, there were 2 of them, I don't know if you mentioned which one that I took. I assume it would be the first one, Genevieve's.
sorry. I missed that last part, Merle. You said it should have been what?
Yeah, I wasn't sure which one you were taking.
Did you, I thought you said, Merle, it should have been someone's, was it, did you say it should have been a specific one? I missed the last part of what you said. Was there, Merle, I missed the last part of what you said. Was there a vacancy that you were looking at specifically? Did you have a recommendation for which one?
I just mentioned there were 2 vacancies, and I don't remember if Mark mentioned which one I was filling, that's all.
Okay.
I assumed it was Genevieve, I don't know, I assumed it was Genevieve.
Yeah, I assumed it was too, because she was the most recent resignation, and the other vacancy's been held open anyway. So yes, so to clarify, would be Genevieve's vacancy, which was the 3-year term, which is expiring this year, so it would be back for election this year anyway.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah. Thank you, Merle.
okay.
Okay, well, if anybody else hops on to the Zoom, we can move back to them, but if there's no objection, we'll keep moving on to old business. First item up here is just an update on the streetscape projects. So I did have a meeting with the engineering team and with our point person from V-Trans last week to look at the latest iteration of what we've talked about multiple times, and talk about the feedback from V-Trans. So V-Trans has taken a cursory look at the work that we're proposing. And what Pete Pochop said is basically nothing here stands out as a complete red flag that would never be approved. They wouldn't give final approval until the final plans are done. So it's not like he can sign off on that right now, but with his go-ahead, basically, we're now in a place where we can then go to the town and present something and not have that kind of thing hanging over our head where V-Trans might come back the next day and be like, no, guys, this is totally out of line. So again, basically we're just talking about extending the sidewalks from the rec center up through Main Street, replacing the sidewalks on the north side of Main Street, replacing the sidewalks that are existing on the south side, with the exception of the row houses on the west side of River Street where there's no off-street parking. Pete Pochop did say that is totally okay. They can maintain on-street parking there because those homes do not have designated off-street parking.
Okay.
And he also said that what we had looked at and discussed about informal parking in front of the Phineas and the inn, the way that the engineers were showing it in the plans, he said it looked okay. It's not formalized on-street parking because there's enough room there right now. We can maintain that in a way where he thinks it's gonna be okay. So it wasn't a red line, no, you can't do that. So that's great. So that's basically kind of that next hurdle in terms of at least getting V-Trans preliminary buy-in, so we can now go to the town and show them the plans and get feedback there.
Okay.
So we looked at calendars with the engineers and with V-Trans, and I was hoping to be able to schedule it sooner, but we're looking at October 16th. Would be the meeting to discuss that. So October 16th is a regular select board meeting. So what I would propose is that we have the meeting at the town hall at the Grange.
Yeah.
And the thrust of the meeting will be a discussion on this work.
Okay.
We'll have the plans projected up. They'll be there to answer questions, and then we can get feedback then.
Yeah.
So we'll start getting the word out and putting signs up around that now, but if folks want to mark their calendars, that's going to be October 16th.
Yeah.
So Merle, I don't know if you heard that or not, but you'd asked previously about a public meeting for the streetscapes work, and we do finally have one scheduled. It's going to be October 16th at 6 p.m.
Oh, great.
Yep.
6:30?
It's scheduled for 6 p.m. because that's when the engineering team, we want them to get there. So we'll warn it as a special meeting because it's starting at 6, but we're gonna hold it at the Grange, at the Town Hall Grange. The only other update on that is that when we first went through, so because this project is being funded by the Northern Borders Regional Commission, or at least most of the money that we're looking at now is, the project would be subject to going through NEPA. which is the National Environmental Protection Act, I believe. And so NEPA reviews any project that triggers a certain scale of review for a whole host of criteria. Initially, we had kind of sent the first round of plans that we had done, which looked at all of Main Street, and they had given us a determination that we would have to go through NEPA. Because we've drastically scaled the project back, we are now going to resubmit that and hopefully get a categorical exclusion from NEPA, because it makes it a lot quicker, cheaper, there's less paperwork to do. So I have a call with them tomorrow at 10, 11, sometime tomorrow, to basically see if we can get an exclusion from NEPA, which will make the project simpler.
Oh, okay.
So those are the only updates on the streetscape projects. The big one being that we've got the public meeting now date set, so we'll get that warned.
Sounds good.
Any other questions on that front?
Are the plans on the website, Charlie?
They are not. What we're gonna do is I'll work with Zach to get them put up there, and in a way that's got some additional information. And so we'll get that out when we warn the October 16th meeting. So those should be coming out in the next week or two, I hope. That way we can give folks a month to look at them.
No, I'm sure, it's been so long, people are forgetting about it.
Yep.
Now, but it'd still be nice if you could see the plan before your meeting.
Yep. So we'll make sure we put them out there and we'll put them up so folks can see them.
Okay.
So that's it on the streetscape project. There's no update on the wastewater project tonight. I hoped to have an update on the property purchase tonight. I was hoping to have that answer Friday, but I do not have it yet. So we're back in the same boat that we've been in for a while. So as soon as I do get the word back, I will let everybody know. But there's no other updates on that front at this time. That brings us to new business. There's no other new business on the docket for this evening. It is a holiday, so tried to keep the agenda light so we could get in and get back out. So if there's no other business, that brings us through our agenda for the evening. We do have some warrants to sign, and if anybody is curious, if they haven't seen this stack, this is the notice from the Public Utility Commission about the work Verizon wants to do on the silo at Benosh Farm Road.
Oh, okay.
We don't have to do anything with this tonight, but if you're interested, that's there. It's full of wonderfully dense reading about Public Utility Commission's policy.
Okay.
So with that, with that, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn, the shortest meeting we've ever had.
Great. We have a motion from Suzanne, is there a second?
I'll second it.
I have a second from Leanne. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those who are in favor of adjournment, please signify by saying aye or raising your hand.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great, and the meeting is adjourned at 6:54 p.m. Thanks, everybody.